Walking back now, we've just been in Westminster Cafe chatting to a few people. A bit of networking, should we say, about coming up with some strategy of our next move. We're just picking up the Starlink from the Farmers Club. You've got the bar in there, you've got a lounge in there. If you're staying in London, get yourself a membership, speak to someone that's a member. Wardy is. And
This is George.
This is George.
Hi there, everybody.
This is Roland, and they've looked after us for the last few days and helped us with our war room downstairs.
We walked in as strangers and we've ended up friends. So
Yeah.
Thank you very much to them.
There you go.
Thank you.
Ooh, focus.
It is a lovely spot.
Oh, in fact, the number's on the back, isn't it?
And if you're unsure of where it is, Google Daniel Craig, the Farmers Club, and you'll see him running down the street.
Yeah. There's people in the lounge and the bar, so this is just another one. But it's nice relaxed area. Yeah, yesterday they put teas and coffees and breakfasts on in here, and they had to shut the doors at the end because they got that many people in. They couldn't get, no one could fit up the stairs. So they had a farmer tsunami after it finished. To yesterday, you can drive straight down this road. Absolutely spotless. Look at that. A few more leaves fell off the trees though. So we've measured it, and it was a hectare and a half of people with a density of 3 per square metre, which apparently is conservative because in a crowd like that you can have up to 4 or 5 per square metre. And when you measure the whole distance, it worked out we had 45,000 people on a bad day and 60 on a good day. And apparently all these side roads were full, which we didn't measure. So don't believe what the BBC said with 10,000. Got called him the sound guy, but actually he's the light guy. So Martin's got a torch on. It's gone dark. We've been in London all day in a few meetings with different people, looking at the options if the government don't listen to us and where we're going forwards. Just a little thing I need to just clarify as well. So yesterday firstly the Met have said there was 13,000 and the BBC said 10,000. None of which is true. We don't know why the BBC are saying 10,000. The Met don't give out numbers other than what we tell them. The last update we gave them of registrations was 13,000, but in the end, there was 16,000 registered. But the amount of people that turned up, if you work out the area, we covered 1.5 hectares at a density of 3 per square metre. That would work out at 45,000 people, and that didn't include the side roads that were pretty rammed. But at a density of 4 or 5, which it could be in a crowd like that at a concert, according to Google, you could have actually had nearly 60,000 people or maybe even over. But we're saying that there's around 45,000 people there. So ignore the BBC and the Met figure. They will never quote a figure unless the organisers tell them a figure, and that was the last one they got. So that's a little bit of clarity there. The other thing is that is the reason why we didn't march. When we very first planned it, we were thinking that there might be around 10,000 people. 10,000 people, Whitehall is a 2-lane road in each direction. We would have got 10,000 people on one carriageway. They would have walked down that carriageway, round Parliament Square and back up the other carriageway, back to the stage for more speakers. But because there was 60, 50, 40, 5,000 people there, we filled the whole of Whitehall, which was 4 lanes. And that would not have fit when went to march towards Westminster Square. There'd have been a funnel effect to get them onto Westminster Square. They'd have gone round Westminster Square. When the mouth got back round to the tail of the crowd, because it was that long, it would have been hitting the back and people would have not been able to get back up Whitehall, and everyone would have been bumping into each other. And if you amplify that by a lot of people, and the one person stops because they can't get through, and the one person behind them stops, the next thing you get a crushing effect. You know, we all know what happened at Hillsborough when some people were walking, people were piling in with nowhere to go. That was the last thing we wanted, especially as there was children at the front of it. So if anyone wants to moan that it's not fair that they didn't march, it had nothing to do with the Met. We just followed their advice that it wasn't possible to march because of that could have happened. If we'd have had a loop round the block, back to the stage, that may have worked. But of course, because not many people registered, we couldn't control how many numbers were going to be there to plan for a longer route. But either way, there was an hour and a half worth of inspirational speakers, shall we say, or at least speakers that were telling us that they agreed with us, and people telling their stories of what needed to be done. So if anyone wants to moan they didn't have a march, organise your own, because we tried to, but people wouldn't register. It was like herding cats. So I'm sorry if I'm being a bit annoyed, but I'm very, very tired, as we all are. So that was the reason. The Met didn't stop us. The Met just advised us that they didn't think it was a good idea. They weren't stopping us doing anything and were brilliant. But we took the decision that we didn't want anyone injured. We didn't really want to be on the front of all the newspapers for people getting squashed. We wanted to be on the front of the newspapers to remind the government that we're food producers and we're unfairly done by. So there you go. A little bit of myth busting there. Also as well, there was a slight mix-up on the agenda. So Johan was going to do some speaking. He was from Wales. Lots of confusion with the timings and different things like that. So unfortunately, we never got it on there. So apologise to him for that and anyone in Wales that was maybe expecting him. Anyway, I'm very tired. We're on our way down to, where we go, Martin?
We're going to Castle House in Hereford.
Castle House in Hereford now. And then we're travelling down to
Cornwall tomorrow
to the Hamleys Open Day. So I might see some of you there. So me, Martin and James are on the way down there after who did the combine run. So that is, in fact, I can do the birthdays quickly.
Right.
Martin's got a light on his phone, so you're going to hear a voice from behind the camera.
I've got the light, so you can look at Ollie while I do.
Oh, there we go.
This is how it works. This is how
Dead high tech.
Yeah, we've gone from GB News and Sky News to recording something in a car with a flashlight. Yeah, how the mighty have fallen. So happy birthdays today to Angela Cullen, you're 60. Happy birthday, Angela. Jacob Dutton, you're 10 today. Happy birthday, Jacob. James Woof. James Woof. I don't know if he's a dog or a person, but happy birthday, James. Fraser Osgoby, he's 11. Happy birthday, Fraser. Happy 21st birthday to Phoebe Edgar. Happy birthday from your dad. So happy birthday, everybody. And we cannot forget, we've been to London. We've wandered around. Who were we missing this time? It was Tony Hall. Bless him. He's still in Parliament, wandering around. There's a lot of passages in there. We might go and fetch him next time we're down, but we'll keep you informed. Happy birthday, Tony. Keep walking.
And another thing, which I'm completely gutted about, is I should have said on stage yesterday, oh, I want you to sing happy birthday to Tony Hall, because it'd have been so funny. So yeah, sorry about that, Tony. I forgot to do that. Thank you, everyone, for all the messages as well. I know there's been a few people saying, oh, we wanted to march, but, you know, well, hopefully you'll understand why we didn't do that.
And generally, honestly, we were overwhelmed, absolutely overwhelmed. So thank you so, so much. It was a privilege to be able to do it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and like I say, thanks for all the messages. My uncle even rung me up as well and then thanked me. He said, if you ended up out of pocket, just a little bit of stats. All of us have ended up... what have we had? 4 nights in a hotel in London and train tickets and the like. So we're all into at least £1,000, if not 1,500 quid. Not that I'm just putting that out there, but my uncle's like, can I send you some money? I was like, you're a pensioner, you've had your winter fuel allowance took off you. Don't be daft. But thank you, Uncle John, for saying that he wanted to help in some way. But yeah, it took a lot of organising. We've done it. We've got some things up our sleeve. We want to speak to more wider business because it affects them with the BPR. So if you're one of them wider businesses that's going to be in trouble, get in touch. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and we'll see you tomorrow.